Consumer confidence came in better than expected this morning, and it has the dollar spiking just a little bit here this morning. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about setups that I'm currently watching and a little bit of an overview in terms of what the US economy seems to be poised for next, and more importantly, how we might be able to trade it. Let's jump in. So this morning, the CB consumer confidence came out at 102, which was better than the forecasted 96. And remember that consumer confidence is a very, very cool indicator. And the reason I really like these types of indicators is because they're forward-looking. It's essentially asking a bunch of individuals how they're feeling about, spending, whether it be travel arrangements, or, are you purchasing this or that? Are you planning on purchasing this? Like, if you just surveyed a bunch of consumers, it's a very powerful report, and it is actually kind of forward-looking in its nature. This is why fundamentals are just the best. But also they revised the previous number slightly higher. So overall, again, a nice little uptick in the consumer outlook here today, which is causing some moves in the market. So here's the dollar index, which is trending higher here this morning just because of that data point that came out. But overall, the story for the dollar recently has been one of kind of weakness. We hit a level of resistance on the daily chart around 105, and it's been trending lower since. I actually think that this will overall come down and continue to come down. Yes, you had a consumer confidence report that came out, but that's one data point. Remember, with fundamentals, it's all about the aggregate and the overall picture. But right now, in terms of a technical perspective, the dollar index looks like it just rejected 105, could be headed down to retest 104. And if that does happen, I'll be looking for a potential breakout and retest to continue to be bearish the dollar. Now, I personally am already positioned bearish on the dollar. I am long gold. I am long TLT, which typically will appreciate if the dollar index overall goes down, as this is government bonds, longer duration ones. Gold, like I said, I have a long position on currently. And I continue to watch this. So from a technical perspective, I think it is possible that we do reject this area here and go lower. And if we don't, I'll stop out on some of the positions that I currently have on. So in terms of the economic data, though, let's just take a quick look at the updated list of stuff here. And if we go over to the economic growth tab, I've gone through this many times, but GDP numbers came in light. You have PMI numbers, which were lighter than expected. Retail sales figure, that's another reading of the consumer, did come out significantly lighter than anticipated. Jobs data has been pretty lackluster, whether you're looking at claims or job openings, unemployment rate going up, wage growth's been slowing. There seems to be a pretty evident pattern of slowdown in the US economy overall. And so, we'll continue to monitor those things, but that trend for me has me kind of more oriented against the dollar. Now, you can notice that in the top setups page of the Edge Finder, we have things like Euro USD long ideas or Pound USD bullish ideas, gold also up there, bonds themselves, the US 10-year Treasury bond showing up there, USD CAD bearish, USD CHF. Now, what is this looking at, by the way? What are we looking at here? The top setups algorithm is a generated report each day by the Edge Finder Pro, our company's software tool that allows us to look through all the different economic data points that I just showed you through those charts, and it generates a synopsis or a bias from each one of those things and how it impacts each of our favorite charts. Whether you trade the Australian dollar or gold or indices or whatever, we've built reports here that automatically calculate scores based on the economic data for you on your behalf to save you a tremendous amount of time. If you don't have a copy of the Edge Finder right now, you can get a trial for 30 days using the link down below in the description if that's something you're interested in. Real quick, I wanted to throw a shout out to our stream sponsor here on the A1 Trading Show, Forex VPS. If you haven't heard of Forex VPS before, they are a dedicated hosting platform where traders, especially algorithmic traders, can set up an in-the-cloud computer to run their MT4 24/7. If you have any experience trading with robots on MetaTrader 4 using expert advisors, they have to remain up all the time, and keeping your computer on is not always practical if you have like a power outage or that sort of thing. And with Forex VPS, you can set up a dedicated hosted computer in the cloud to host your MT4 or 5 platform. They have the fastest execution in the industry with latency less than 1 millisecond, which means when you place trades or your system places trades, it's near instant. So I've got my VPS open here from Forex VPS, and you can see, I just want to show how quick the latency is here. So if I click sell, you can see it is right away. I'm in the trade, all set, as if I was sitting on this computer, even though it's somewhere in the cloud. And for viewers on my channel, you can get 20% off your first VPS by using the link and the promo code TN20 down below. Again, 20% off with the code TN20, which you can find down below in the description. So I mentioned gold is one that I personally am trading right now. Let's have a look at gold. So here's the look at gold on the daily chart. I think we're still trending up, even though we have had a little bit of a blowout for the short term. We saw a big sell-off. I think we might be holding support here. And if we don't, I will stop out if we break through the lows. But I currently remain bullish for the reasons that I just mentioned about dollar bearishness. And what I'd like to see here would be a push higher in gold. If that does get away, break away from that, kind of back up above the 2400 level, I'll definitely be looking to try and manage a position on this one, at least to trail my stops to break even. But if we're wrong about this idea and the market just tanks for gold, I will take a stop loss, no questions asked, and move out of this trade. So I'm watching closely to see how gold performs this week from a price action standpoint. On the 4-hour chart, a little bit of rejection here, but again, not really outright bearish unless we just break support at this key level that I've been pointing out on the daily chart. So right now, staying bullish gold until further notice. The S&P 500 seeing just mild sell-off here today, around 0.23% at the time of recording. The Nasdaq's down 0.35%. Remember, with stocks, we've talked about this a lot recently. Nvidia earnings are done. A lot of the tech stocks have reported their earnings. It was a really strong earnings season overall. Inflation's come down, but a lot of the good news seems to be behind us, and we've continued to trend higher. And I do think that the S&P, the Nasdaq, they can trend much higher from here. But I think also with all of that kind of behind us, I think the market may digest and pull back in the short term. I don't have a particular reason why. Perhaps yields rise and that concerns the market a little bit about, interest rates not getting cut this year. But overall, I am still bullish. I just think that, for me, I'd wait for a pullback before I touch it again myself. That being said, I will clarify, I am in a position right now on VOO. This is the S&P 500. I bought through, I sold a put in April and ended up getting assigned that put. So I'm long the positions, 400 shares of VOO, or the S&P 500. If this market continues to push higher, I plan to sell covered calls against my position and collect premium. This is more of my options trading strategy, which is something different than just my pure momentum trading. By the way, if you'd like to learn more about that, we'll pin a video to the top right hand of the screen where you can learn more about my options strategy. Also, if you're not in the Discord channel, you can join the Discord to see all of the trades being shared by myself and my team. I'll show you that now. So inside of the group, anytime I take a trade, whether it be commodities or Forex or options, stocks, I share all of the positions that I am currently in or considering inside of our group. And if you're not already in there, highly recommend that you do consider joining. If you'd like to, you can click the first link in the description down below to chat with a representative about getting access to the VIP Discord and seeing the trades being shared. So if that's interesting to you, again, first link in the description below. Now, in terms of rate cut expectations, as I showed you, I am long stocks, I'm long gold, and I'm long TLT. All of these things are exposed heavily to what happens with interest rates. If they cut them, it'll be great for my positions. If they don't cut them, it could be mixed or even poor if they talk about raising rates or keeping them higher for longer. That being said, let's have a look at what the expected, first rate cut is. If we take a look at September of 2024 here, the current rate is 525 to 550. The expected, expected first cut is a debatable to September to November. November seems to be the first time we expect a cut, giving only about a 37% chance that we have not seen a rate cut by that time. At least currently, forecasts are lending that way. If you take a look at December, pretty much very, very solid chance that we've seen our first rate cut by then. That's the current expectation. These things, of course, are changing regularly, so we'll continue to watch them. Another setup I'm watching is actually oil, because if the economies of the world do start to slow a little bit, I think oil could actually see some downside, as demand could be impacted by that. And we're nearing a level of resistance. If I take this trade, again, I will notify this to our members inside of the Discord channel if that's something that would be beneficial to you. Again, click the link in the description to chat with a rep. But I'm looking for potential sell-off here. If we do see a setup, I might take that trade and put a stop above. So I'll watch oil, but I do like the downside for this one right now. And I think that with the Edge Finders confirmation, that might be a trade I end up taking. In terms of where I think oil could go, again, if it does continue to trend lower, I wouldn't try and time or call exactly how far I think it could go, but perhaps a short-term target, if we really saw a sell-off in oil, would be a move back down to the low 70s, or perhaps even if we really saw a slowdown, the very high 60s. So we'll keep an eye on oil. I do think right now structure to the upside has kind of broken. And with these lower highs, I am interested. Here's an overview of all of my current positions. I have positions on technology ETF, XLK, VOO, gold, Starbucks, which is a small, stock position I have. Same thing with PayPal. I did get called away from my TAN position for a nice profit overall. That was a really overall nice trade. Solar panels shot straight up and I was pretty much long with a covered call. So the covered call got me out of the position. There's a TLT trade, still working through that one, but I have collected a dividend, which has helped mediate a little bit of the cost to holding the trade. TLT pays a dividend because it is a bond ETF. It pays a dividend regularly, so or quarterly, so it makes a nice little return overall just for holding it. But anyways, current positions are there. By the way, if you'd like to trade with the broker that I do, which is WeBull, there's a link down below in the description. And also, if you're not in the US and looking for a better brokerage, there are several linked down below in the description that might be a good fit for you. They have special sign-up perks for my audience. So if you have not already checked out those links, please do so. There are some great free sign-up perks that are available to anybody watching this video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. If you're looking to improve as a trader, we've got some cool free resources here that I wanted to share as we close today's video. Down below in the description, there is a link to join our Discord channel or our Telegram channel. And we also have our website, a1trading.com, where traders can get access to free course material to help you improve as a trader. Remember, we are also live Monday through Friday on this channel around 9:30 a.m. US Eastern, broadcasting most live news events and that sort of thing. So hope to see you there. And also, we do have a couple videos here showing up on the screen. If either of these seems like it might be helpful to you, then make sure to click here or here, and we'll see you there.